into the ancient of days. From every nation, all of creation, bow before the ancient of days. Every tongue in heaven and earth shall declare your glory. Every knee shall bow at your throne. In worship you will be exalted, O God, and your kingdom shall not pass away, O ancient of days.
To this class of self-discovery, we will continue from where we left last month, and it is my prayer that we continue to discover ourselves. The class is about self-discovery, and we said that unless you discover who you are and what is within you, you will stay kama mtu wa kawaida mpaka ile siku utajitabua wewe ni nani ama kile kitu ambacho kiko ndani yako. I never knew that I am a preacher until I discovered I can preach, that I have a gift of preaching. I also never knew that I can write books until the time I wrote one and discovered I am able to write. So this class will help you to discover things that are hidden within you, to help you rise up and you step out from an ordinary person to that person that we can celebrate. Hii darasa itakusaidia kutoka kwa mtu wa kawaida ukue mtu ambaye anatumia vipawa vilivyo ndani yake. Because as we are talking about purpose, it's also important to understand that God brought you on earth with something. But many of us never know the thing that we came with. Never know the thing that we came with. And people, just as we said in the surface, people have opinions. Can I shock you? Today, I write books, and I'm very good in writing. Can I shock you by telling you that in primary school, I did very poorly in writing composition? But it came a time I discovered something in me, and then I began to work on it. Because it is not only discovering, it is when you discover what you do with the discovery. Are we together? Yeah. So leo ukijua wewe ni muibaji, hautaanza tu kuimba. Kuna kazi utafanyia hicho kipawa cha uibaji ili sasa tukujue kama muibaji. So this class does not stop at discovering yourself, discovering the strengths that are hidden in you. It will go ahead and help you to work on that discovery. Because discovery alone cannot help you. The other time I said that we discovered oil here in Kenya, in Turkana, but to my surprise, I don't know whether that discovery is doing anything good to us as Kenyans. I have not felt the impact. Because it is one thing to discover, it is another thing to make use of that discovery. And this is what this class will lead us into. Number one, um, something is amiss here. Number one, the last meeting last month that we had here, we began to look at key areas of self-discovery. Key areas. There are areas that you must focus on so that you can discover yourself. There are areas that you need to look at keenly so that then you begin the journey of self-discovery. And unless you take that route, it is like we used to do hunting. I know Baba Frida can remember the story. I know Jega has not done anything to do with hunting. Maybe Baba Mweni. There are leads that if you use this route, you would end up catching something. Yeah. So in our self-discovery, I want us for the next maybe 2 or 3 classes, we focus on key areas of self-discovery. Key areas that are going to help us to discover ourselves. Last time, we talked about spiritual identity. Spiritual identity is what we handled last time. And in spiritual identity, we talked about your spiritual identity as identifying yourself with what God has made you, because you are spirit. You are spirit. When God created man, the form was on the ground until when the breath of God, that is the spirit, and the spirit did not just come as wind. The spirit moves with the full being of God. It came with the full being of God. And it was until then that God told Adam to begin naming the animals. And whatever name Adam gave to the animal, God agreed with it. I want you to get that point. God agreed with every other name. When Adam called that animal with a trunk elephant, God did not doubt, because God had already put his spirit of creation in Adam. Because when God breathed his spirit upon the flesh, the spirit of God that has capacity and ability to create was within that breath. So God put his breath into man and gave man responsibility of continuing the work of creation. And Adam did. He further told him to cultivate and to dominate. He told him to dominate. What does that mean? It is you continue with the creation and take charge of the creation. I have created, and some part you have also worked with me to create, but I give you the rest. In other words, when God breathed the spirit, that spirit in you is supposed to be manifested in different areas. And that is why we talked about spiritual identity. I need to identify myself spiritually. Where am I spiritually? My spirit, within my spirit, what did God put in me as part of his spirit for me to excel in? Because I don't excel as this body or as Robert. It is the spirit within me that excels. Ni yule roho ambaye ako ndani yangu anafanya nini? Excel. anaendelea. Ni huyu ambaye ako ndani yangu anaendelea. And this is the purpose of this class, that you may spiritually identify yourself. And one is to note that God has deposited a guarantee within you, and he has put a seal within you. And that seal of his spirit, it is the one that we expect that you reveal to us. We expect you to reveal yourself to us. Tunataka nikiongea na wewe nisikie. I'm not interested with your language, with your culture, with your background, with wherever you come from. I'm interested with that which is housed within your spirit, because that is what reveals who we are. Today, we celebrate Adam for giving us the names of all animals and trees, because that was the work of Adam. Every animal, it is God who told him to give them names. We celebrate him because he revealed that ability in the spirit that was hidden in the spirit. Now, you cannot reveal yourself if you don't identify yourself spiritually. And that is why we identify ourselves with God. Now, also to understand in the spiritual identity that we need to recognize that we are servants. We are servants. We are servants. God gave you that spirit and the gift hidden in the spirit to serve others. To serve others. You people, you wonder why do politicians have to struggle so much to win that seat. This is the root. Until you get to a position where you can serve people with your gift. Of course, we know right now there are people who have served us in the wrong way. And in the next 5 years, we'll be looking for other people that are going to serve us in a much better way. And we have begun celebrating them. But every gift, it cannot be useful to us until you serve us. You are a servant. It doesn't matter, whatever it is. Whether it is a spiritual gift or natural gifts, or what you call talents, because that probably would be a fair name to call it, talents. No gift that belongs to you. Hakuna kipawa ati ni yako. I hope you can hear me. Hakuna kipawa yako. Kipawa ni kutubebea, umetubebe. You carrying that gift for us. That gift you are carrying for us. Ebu niambieni, if you are a singer, say you are a singer, you have a gift of singing. Kama ni yako, si uende uibie kwa choo ukimaliza utoke. Na huku tuonane. Si ni kweli? Hiyo kipawa sio yako. Kipawa ya mwalimu ni ya kuja atufundishe. Kipawa ya wanaitwa ni mkibiaji, athletics. Kipawa ya mkibiaji sio yake. Anatokeaga na huku, anakibia, tunaona, tunafurahi, tunamlipa. Kama ilikuwa yake, siaende kwa msitu, akibie, akichoka, atokee. Lakini kwa sababu sio yake, lazima saa hii we are celebrating or we are watching the World Cup. Si mtu ageingia kwa msitu ama kwa nyumba, piga mpira, akichoka atoke. Lakini kwa sababu ni yetu, tunataka tuone hicho kipawa. Ni yetu. The spiritual gift that you carry ni yetu. So you are a servant. And that is a very key area to look at as you discover, so that you don't possess a gift, an ability, a talent, stay with it, ukae nayo na huko umeificha, it is a treasure nimekaa nayo. You must understand that for a completion of self-discovery, there must be servanthood. Every gift subjects you to service. Every gift subjects you to service. If you don't like serving people, stop trusting God for any gift. Stop. Because a gift must be subjected to service. Now let's go to the next one, and this is going to be our main lesson today. The next one is, the second one is personal strengths and weaknesses. In self-discovery, if you don't understand your personal strengths and weaknesses, because each one of us have strengths and we also have weaknesses. If you don't understand the strengths that you have and the weaknesses that you have, then it will be very difficult to discover yourself. Because you might major on your weaknesses and fail to see the strength. And so you stay with your weaknesses. There are people that have stayed with their weaknesses because they are weak. And so they never go anywhere. I like watching the social media. There is a man, I can't remember the name, that is called, is it Kukuman? Kukuman. He's crippled. He doesn't have legs. I'm not that he doesn't have legs. His legs are incapacitated. He moves with a wheelchair. The guy is amazing because he has a plot approximately 30 by 40 or something like that. Amefuga kuku, amefuga nguruwe, anatengeneza chakula cha kuku na cha nguruwe na anauza, na sasa ameingia kwa kiwango ingine, ana supply zile cages, the modern cages za kuku. Ana supply. I think anaitwa either Kukuman or something like that. I can't remember the name. Yes, Francis Wakuku. Yes, kitu kama hiyo, Francis Wakuku. Na hana miguu. You can imagine, he has weakness, but he doesn't focus on, he looks at his strengths. He looks at his strengths. And many of us, when we have a weakness in life, we major on the weakness. That is why tutabeba bakuli tuende kwa street, tukaombe, tupewe coins, kwa sababu we are weak and we are majoring on the weakness. You are majoring on the weakness. Ukiona mtu anaenda akiobaoba, anaobaoba kwa sababu that person already is majoring on his or her weakness. Now, in the class of self-discovery, we will learn how to identify our strengths and also how to identify our weaknesses so that we can focus on our strengths and avoid focusing on our weaknesses. And also use our weaknesses to strengthen our strengths, because that is also another important aspect. Look at your weakness, and that weakness, when you look at it with a positive eye, it will help you to put strength on where you have strengths positively, and that is going to help you. Now, as we talk about personal strengths and weaknesses, We need to understand that balancing your personal strengths and weaknesses is the engine of self-discovery. When you learn how to balance your weaknesses and strengths, that becomes the engine of self-discovery. Engine means that is where the energy to discover yourself will begin. When you learn how to balance the two. You cannot generate any strength and power for self-discovery until you learn how to balance your weakness and your strength. That provides a realistic roadmap of meaningful personal growth and authentic alignment. What does that mean? When you learn how to balance your strengths and your weaknesses, because I will not tell you to abandon your weaknesses, because they are also there for something. Your weaknesses, you remember it is God who created you. And He created you with the strengths and weaknesses. Yeah. And we said nothing exists on earth without a reason. So when you have a weakness, I want you to positively look at it and see the positivity of that weakness. Look at it with a positive eye. Why is that weakness in you? And it is a weakness. Why is it in you? And it is a weakness. How can your weakness help you? Na sio kuomba, sio kutoka kwa barabara na bakuli kuomba. But how can it positively help you to enter into your life assignment and purpose? When you embrace both aspects, the positive and the negative, I mean the strength and the weakness, of course the positive and the negative, when you embrace both aspects, this prevents a trap of one-sided self-perception. Kuna watu ambao wanakuaga na perception, vile wanajiona ni one-sided. Anajiona mimi sio kitu, anajiona mimi siwezi, anaangalia weaknesses zake. But you need to look at your strength and also your weakness, balance both of them, embrace. To embrace is to, you accept both of them, and that is going to prevent you from a trap of self-sided self-perception. Hautakuwa unaenda na side moja, utakuwa unaenda na both of them, kwa sababu you know this is my strength, this is my weakness. If nikiegemea upande huu wa weakness, sitaweza kufika mahali nataka kufika. Kwa hivyo nitatumia my strength to pull up my weakness. Nani hapa hana weakness? Tumuombea aende mbinguni, kwa sababu hapa duniani hatukaagi watu hawana weakness. Hapa hatukaagi watu hawana weakness. We have weaknesses. I also have my own weaknesses. When you embrace the two aspects, that allows you to maximize your natural talents while treating your limitations as opportunities for intentional development. Now let me explain that. When you embrace your weakness and your strength, ukizikubali, inaitwaje kwa Kiswahili? Weakness. Udhaifu wako, ukikubali udhaifu wako, inakusaidia kutreat ama kuchukulia limitations zako as opportunities for intentional development. What do I mean this? When you're talking about intentional development is, kama sasa, mimi niliwaambia nikiwa high school, nikiwa primary school, I was very poor in composition writing. So I knew that is a weakness that I had. It was a weakness. So what did I do? I developed an intentional attitude to develop that strength. So I did a lot of reading. In our house, tuko na vitabu mingi sana. My wife has a lot of books. I also have a lot of books. I go to shop and I buy books. Remember, there was one time I went to Keswick bookshop and I bought, when Dr. Myers Monroe died, I knew because now he has died, his books are going to be sold at a discounted price all over the world. So I carried 10,000 Kenya shillings. That is 14 years ago, I think. Yeah, 14 years. Is it? Yeah, 14 years ago, that is when he died. I carried 10,000 Kenya shillings. I went into a bookshop. I bought books. Na sikutosheka, na sikumaliza. Sikutosheka na zile vitabu nilinunua. Na usiseme, unajua pastor ako na pesa mingi ndiye alinunua. Nilikuwa na mashida. Nilikuwa na mashida. Lakini, the urge to develop my weak point was intentional. Are we talking? Ile msukumo ya kudevelop my weak point ilikuwa intentional. So usiseme ya kwamba pastor unajua ni pesa alikuwa nazo. Do you know kuna wakati ningenunua vitabu, hata wakati mwingine nanunua vitabu naachwa kama sina kitu, naachwa kama sina kitu ya familia, lakini kitabu nimenunua. Ni kitabu nimenunua. Sio kuwa ati niko na pesa, mahitaji iko. But you see, I am so intentional in developing my weak area. My weak area. I am so intentional in developing that. Wewe ukiekewa nyama hapa. Na uwekewe kitabu. Nini utachukua? Mama Irimo? Nyama ndegithie ndo ifuku. You know, that must be so intentional for you. Ukiona watu wakisoma, sio kukosa la kufanya. They are growing something within them. Kama sasa, I have intentions of starting some poultry farming within my compound. That's how I have come across Patrick Francis Wakuku. That's how I met him. Because I went into the social media, I searched for poultry growing people who are practicing poultry here in Kenya, and I met him, and I actually followed him. I followed him because I want to learn more about that. Because I remember 2001 we tried doing poultry farming, and tulifanya kidogo, lakini we did not succeed. And I still feel I need to do something. So I am so intentional in growing. I failed because probably of a weakness that I may not have known. Lakini I want to develop that area of my life so that now I can perfect. Some of you in the areas that you are, Mama Jerry. Mama Jerry is very good, and Mama Nani, they specialize on ripe bananas. They specialize on ripe bananas. Mama Jerry, do you know there is something that you can do in that area? More than selling just ripe bananas. Yes. Kama sasa nikwambie, unione after this. nikupatie siri. Yeah. Because right now I have discovered that there are kuna machines hiyo banana ambayo imeiva, kuna machine ya kuidry, halafu inakatakatwa, inauzwa clips za ripe bananas. So unaona umepanda bei. Umepanda bei sababu kila mama kwa soko anauza madizi imeiva. Wewe hiyo madizi imeiva unaiuza kama clips. Na hiyo machine sio pesa mingi, you can afford. You can afford. That's why this class is so important. Bas, sasa umesikia. Sasa unasikia. Sasa hiyo umepanda bei hapo. Utafundishwa halafu uonyeshwe mahali utanunua machine. Utoke kwa ile kiwango huko, uingie kwa kiwango kingine. Uingie kwa kiwango kingine. Sukuma the same. You know, I'm running a lot of things. And I want to believe that very soon I will be somewhere. Maybe better than where I am. You know, you run. So, ukikutana na mimi niko kwa WhatsApp. Na niko hata kwa TikTok. Ninaangalia, ninaona watu vile wakuku wanafanya nini, wanafanya hivi. I am running. I'm not only on TikTok nicheke. Ile ninaona kuna watu tu wa kuchekesha. Hiyo ikikuja mimi naipita. Because I am intentional. There must be some intention in developing your weak point into something. Kama by the grace of God unasikia kuna kipawa ambacho kitahitaji uwe ukiongea na watu. By the grace of God kuna kipawa ndani yako ambacho kitakuweka mahali ambako utahitaji kuwa unaongea na watu sana. Kindly be intentional in developing public speaking ability. Public speaking ability. Ili usikuja hapa when you want to say she unasema he. And when you want to say he went unasema she went. Sababu utatufanya tu tucheke. Be intentional. So read books. And today reading is very easy because sometimes you don't even need to buy books. You just need to get into your Google. There are books all over in Google. There are books here in your smartphone. And I know all of you here, you have smartphones. Na ni shilingi 10 tu ushinde ukisoma. Ama 20. Kama sasa ukitaka, if you have let me not because we are going to the social media, let me not mention any company. There are companies here, ukinunua Airtel, ukinunua airtime ya 20 shillings inakupeleka 24 hours. And you can read books here. You perfect yourself. Kama sasa wewe ni elder, please, si unajua lazima utasimama hapa. Kama wewe ni mke wa elder, si unajua lazima utasimama hapa. Kama wewe ni kiongozi yeyote, si unajua lazima utasimama hapa. Perfect your speaking, public speaking abilities. Perfect it by reading. Don't major on your weakness. Sababu tutakuita uobeshe chakula. Si ndio? Hata kama wewe ni mke wa elder. Halafu kuje kusema hapa kama mama mwingine niliona kwa TikTok aliitwa obe chakula. Hivi ndivyo aliomba. Mungu tunakuomba ubariki hii chakula. Na hata ile ambayo haina chumvi. Wale ambao hawakulagi chakula ikiwa na chumvi, wasifikirie ni vile hatuna pesa ya kununua chumvi. Na ni kwa maombi. Na ni kwa maombi tafadhali. Run. And they are here. By the way, I did a lot of public speaking. I did a lot of running about public speaking on my phone. And I've never had a class. Of course, in Bible school, we are taught how to present a speech. But more of it, I did it through my phone. So look at your areas of weaknesses. Now kama ile kipawa ambao uko nayo, and of course that is what a gift will do, will make you interact with the people. Every gift must interact with the people. Now if your gift is going to make you interact with the people from whatever level, that is to mean you must be good in speaking. So learn how to speak. Learn how to speak. Wacha tu kwenda kwa TikTok kuchekeshwa na sijui MC who. I don't want to mention whoever because we're going to be on air. But MC who, sijui who, ama vichekeso gani. No. Go to the social media. Go to the media. Go to internet and learn how to speak. Learn how to speak. That way you are perfecting and you are developing, you're treating your limitations as an opportunity for intentional development. Now, let me talk about the role of strengths in self-discovery. Strengths. Wacha tuangalie strengths. Mahali uko na uwezo. That is your strength. Let's look at that role. Now, your strengths are the inherent abilities. Your strengths, when we're talking of inherent abilities, we are talking of kile kitu ambacho umezaliwa nayo. Inherent ni kitu ya kuinherit, ya umerithi. Unaweza kuwa ulirithi kwa watu wenu, wazazi wako. Inakujaga kwa line ya familia. Ulirithi kwa mama yako, ulirithi kwa baba yako. Kama sasa, my father, my father is, if today I would be asked, angeingia kwa kitu kama one of the radios, akiwa watu wana company, watu ambao wanafanya ninio, wana present, wanaitwa aje? Wanaletanga vichekezo. Comedians, yes. He's very good. He's very good, my father. I have realized that most of my brothers can make fun of anything. They can make fun. Na mtashida mkicheka. Wakati tumeenda Christmas, tuko wote, tunashidaga tukicheka. Kwa sababu baba ametokea na hiki kitu. Na amekifanya kikuwe kitu kikubwa sana. Na wengine, sasa mtu anakuja na contribution yake. Nikaona, this is an inherent ability. Umenipata? So now I want you to look at yourself and begin to look at your parents.